This video is brought to you in association with Fast and Loose, the Formula 1 post show by AMP. Are sprint races a good thing for Formula 1? With the Brazilian Grand Prix being the last sprint race of the season, I thought this was a good time to reflect on whether sprint races this year have been worth the changing of the normal F1 weekend. They were first introduced in 2021, and when you look on social media, which is a dangerous thing, it really does seem to split people right down the middle. Some absolutely love the fact there are less practice sessions, Tommy, more race action, and generally something different to look forward to, rather than the same format every event. Others really don't enjoy the slightly gimmicky nature of having two race starts, essentially just a big red flag in the middle, and argue that the Sunday race day is spoiled slightly by already having had a race start on the Saturday. It also allows for drivers to make up for mistakes they made in qualifying on Friday, and therefore slightly less jeopardy in Sunday's race. I can personally understand the arguments for both, and I'm very much in the boat of enjoying sprint race weekends being a nice change to the normal format, but also thinking that ramping up to 6 sprints next year could be a step too far. What do you think? Now let's reflect on the 2 sprints we've seen so far this year. The Imola sprint was pretty brilliant and exactly what I think a lot of F1 bosses hoped all of the sprints would be. Lots of action, jostling for position, and a move for the lead right at the end of the race. Although it was Verstappen on Leclerc, so obviously I'm not very happy about that. This was also when Leclerc was leading the championship. He's now 141 points behind going into Brazil. Pain. The other sprint race was Austria, which was pretty decent in the mid-pack, no such luck for a fight for the lead though. Mick Schumacher fighting Hamilton was definitely a highlight for me, until Magnussen drove off and didn't help his teammate with DRS. Sad times. Check out Fast and Loose, the Formula 1 post show on AMP, a new live radio app where anyone can host their own audio show. Tune in live immediately after every F1 race as hosts Mika Hakkinen, Will Arnett and Michelle Beadle are joined by a rotating list of insiders, commentators and drivers. Listen, drop comments in the chat or call in to join the conversation. AMP is live radio reimagined. Download the AMP app by clicking the link below and follow AMP Presents F1 so you never miss a show. Currently available in the US only. How about an opinion from Max Verstappen himself? Well, he said, "I don't like it. For me, I don't enjoy the weekend format. I don't mind the one practice and straight into qualifying. For me, that's probably better. All the time when I do these races, it's all about, oh, let's not damage it. Make sure you stay in the top 3. And for me, that's not really a race. I think we should just stick to one race. I don't understand what the problem is with that." Money, Max Verstappen. F1 want to make more money. It's completely fair enough that Max feels this way in a car that is fighting for wins week in, week out. There's more risk involved with a sprint race. However, the action we've seen in the midfield would suggest that it's more of an inconvenience for the leaders than it is for those scrapping away for points every race. It poses an opportunity to gain a few positions and potentially points going into Sunday's race for those midfield teams. Remember, points are handed out 8 all the way down to 1 for the top 8 places. On paper, you would think that all drivers would probably feel this way of trying to stay out of trouble and being a bit tentative when it comes to overtakes, but these are highly competitive racing drivers and the action would suggest that those thoughts go out the window almost immediately after the 5 red lights go out. Even Max himself says all of this and then pulls off a daring move around the outside of Charles Leclerc on the penultimate lap of Imola. They can't help themselves. There you have it, a look into sprint races and whether they have actually been good for Formula 1. What are your thoughts on the sprints? Let us know in the comment section below. This video was brought to you in association with Fast and Loose, the Formula 1 post show by AMP.